So, I have a clear conscience because I did exactly what the psychiatrist told me to sleep over it and put my thoughts together on the issue. Um, it's not what they expected, of course, and they probably will not answer if I do not request it, or I don't know, call them and tell them this was I don't know, on my end a mistake, and they should not. But I'm not gonna do that this time. So this is just Mönchemeyer uploaded today some new uploads, but it's like from 15 years ago. And this third movement of RV, also Vivaldi register, is like the worst choice for the viola. Because here is this part with this dot, 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 dot. This is just not like, this is really like, this is really something I play better. So this is just wrong instrument choice for this part. This is like but the rest is Schubert and Beethoven arranged for the viola is just amazing. And of course it doesn't get views at all. The things that matter, they just don't, for example, this headline. So where was that? Already gone. So like our nurses. Huh? So this one, so like 4.4% in the regions right next to Switzerland. So like Austria and that part of Germany, they die more frequently because that's just the situation we have. Like they are, like I discussed, that they are terribly paid in our system as well, but they they still if they work from from Germany, for them it's still so in a hospital in Basel, or so that they can travel there by car. It's still much better, and so that's the situation we have. And I guess someone like my aunt, just doesn't get that that this is on her own. So maybe not this example, but the next example she definitely doesn't get. So in the book I discussed in physics. So what would be the most interesting question in physics? So we learned that it is about dark matter. So what is dark matter? Where does it come from? Because our uh, physics professor was one of the 4 at the CERN that like top level, right? Lead researchers. And then it's all about building the next bigger like Hadron Collider, and like they achieved a lot by finding the Higgs boson. But now what we learned, and this, it seems that it's just the theory from more than 40 years ago that actually explains everything. So 85% is of the matter in the universe is dark matter. But it seems it's nothing different. It's just that in the early stages of the universe there was a situation where those like bigger quark assemblies made sense. So from like a potential energy, and this is not something we are close to. Like even if they build Hadron Collider around the world, around Earth, it wouldn't be enough to reproduce those conditions. So it's a real simple explanation. It is not easy to verify that because this leads to that they are not like charged. So maybe color charged, but like those stars or whatever you want to call that. So like it's very dense. So like a grain of salt or sugar is like the so like in kilograms it's like a mountain. So like the Speer or something like that, a mountain range. So it's not. But I mean this is like another example that it was presented like that, so it's basically just a bubble for researcher money. So yeah, but I discuss. So I don't need to change my book because when it matters, those are not so that's not a question. So if I had the opportunity, I would never ask Allah. So if I had the opportunity to ask a question, that would not be the first question, especially if it's after the lifetime here. Now, what I claim, so with this kingdom of Allah, of God, that's actually something that worked for me in the here. So not when it's too late. So when I really bothered with the question, I got answers I didn't expect, and this happened again, by the way, and it was not necessarily my question this time. So one of them is like the doctor in psychology. I saw like 200 hours or more. Like he tried a lot of things, and well, he didn't get Bach like I do. So I didn't really need that guidance. But like Bertrand Russell and Heinrich Heine, I would never have encountered, I guess. So that was real helpful. But like one, so like I was fighting with severe depression, among other things. Was that he recommended this Klüger, so the Holocaust survivor. Now probably what I said, like 3 years ago she died, I guess. am 5., gestorben am 5. 2020, ja. So, like or I guess they learned that to use this as like a story to encourage, like for encouragement. And I have to admit that absolutely did not work in the situation. So that was, it was definitely before she died, so like 2017, and that's why there was a live speech in the Bundestag in Germany, I guess. So to remember like the Holocaust, and like she was terrible. She was terrible. I like as a like professor. So that's the problem. When you look into it, she just got those opportunities because she survived the Konzentrationslager. So that's another, like, that doesn't mean that, I mean, the biography is, but that was the problem with my psychologist. He did study a lot of biographies, but he never properly worked on his own. So that's like, I never encountered a professional like psychiatrist or psychologist that did that proper, by the way. So that's just, yeah. And so they cannot deal with that like, that just doesn't work. Like, in my case, this was not a good counsel to recommend that. And then if you look at like proper Holocaust survivor interviews, so like, some of them are this traumatized that they are not able to count to 20. So like, well, during the like so like in 47, so 2 years after they were like freed, they were this traumatized, and some of them like recovered, but many didn't. So they went to school, but they never recovered like to count to 20 in the rest of their life, because of the well so like this post-traumatic Belastungsstörung, so this kind of disorder. So like, that's the reality. And the psychologists, they don't learn that part. So they just and everything, in my opinion, is a made up, like, also made up in the sense that, like, if not everyone would have like carried her, she would have never been like she was just not a good like in every regard. She was not good in German. She was not a good like nothing. So like, it's just but I guess it's better that way than just like forgetting it. But always this illusion is what I don't get, right? And then well, this is a much simpler example. So someone actually recommended me this so this ultimate run by so this is I guess this is a Swiss a Swiss well and then you have like this comment so one of the most liked comments like he was a mountain biker himself and alpine skier and so on. And then he was depressed and watched YouTube videos for a year, and this video brought him back. So that was the turning point. That is like the worst. Like this is the worst. This is like probably it's completely made up as well. Already in and then like nah, it's like so now he's back to running, working out, combat sports, and playing the guitar. All like when it matters, that will not work. That's exactly the problem. They don't get that. Those are not the. This is not where you find God. That's what they don't get. So I should make examples where I actually found God. So when I was, so because this is not a long-term solution, of course. So like what happened a year later when he was depressed again. So you are like you're still stuck in this, and maybe like if you have a back injury, you can no longer do what you kind of learned to enjoy, because yeah. So another example is this like wheelchair story with Wetten das. Like the audience and of course Thomas Gottschalk, like it's psychology this underdeveloped. It's just like I don't get, but like the audience, the average audience doesn't get that on their own. So they just like it's just a question where that starts. And yes, you could learn that with Warcraft 3 community, but there the problem is as well. So like the biggest like the biggest streamer. So there it's just like when they have the biggest stream is not just in Warcraft. Like when they have more than 1,000 viewers on average, then it's kind of like speed running in Super Mario as well. So then it's kind of all about getting a little bit of attention of the streamer, and like if you grow into a community like that, you already like that will not help when you need it. So like if you are this like looking up to Todd, or like in my case more like Leluami, like if that is what you like relationships like end up, then when it counts, like I don't know, like Leluami might be so that might be different, but like most look up to this attention, like and this is all attention whoring, and they don't get that, right? So they that's what's dangerous, right? So that's why I recommended this book, Leviathan, because it's always that dynamics. And I guess they cannot on their own make this connection. So like cannot hurt to repeat that. So when in 2020, when my surgery got postponed because of the lockdown, that was really the like null point so far. So that was really the lowest point, and you have that in Bach's works as well. So it's like I would well the real low is like the beginning of the fifth suite, also fifth cello suite. And then there are other lows, like in the shotgun of the second violin partita, or the Matthäus Passion, but like there are those absolute 0 points, right? Or below 0. So like, yeah. And for me, that was in 2020. So it was again that I was very close to suicide in 2023, but that was definitely the lowest point in 2020. And so I tried everything. Like, you have nothing to lose, and I kind of learned afterwards with like Blaise Pascal, that's exactly where that Gottes Wette, this wager, this God wager is from. So it's exactly that. So what does it hurt to like pretend there is like the Holy Ghost? You assume that because if you look like stochastically at the the past, they fared much better, the ones that like lived according to like, so that strategy worked out much better if you dare to look at it, right? So that's exactly where my motivation was from. So what does it hurt if I gonna like there it was really like there was not a day where I like 85% of my thoughts were just about how to finish that. But then there I couldn't, because I wanted to do that surgery, and like, why would I have kept going for the last years with this opportunity? So that's why it was even more difficult than in 23, where I just had no one with like well, a solution. So then you have the proper balance, and then you decide, does that work or not, right? And so I really like everything on the line. So that's why I looked into if so boredom, and like, but it's not just boredom. It's like if there is God, then of course everything works. So reads every Discord channel, reads every WhatsApp message, is aware of every thought, and then especially the script Bach left us for the Messiah. So a lot of Bach is like phrased like that. He just talks to, so mein Jesus, so my Jesus will do it like that, because that's the same. So it's Jesus like coming back, but Bach does not believe in a physical like reincarnation. So you see, that's different. His Matthäus Passion, like the reincarnation scene of Jesus is like, so the second part is different from in the sense that, like, yes, Jesus reincarnates, like comes back, but then he finishes with, now let him rest. So because it's another, like, psychologically, like, what would it help? So I don't know. Maybe if you could farm, like glitch farm Jesus, you would have free bread and wine every time. Like, that's about as silly. So like this poem, but this is just a choral from BWV 163. So the end choral. So this poem that that you want to be eternally part of the Corpus Christi. So like that's of course because this gleichnis that it's like we can build everything on that like on like this suffering of Jesus for humanity. So it's like if you don't get that part, so it's like peanuts compared to so you kind of can show it's peanuts compared to the unnecessary suffering that is going on for the whole creation. What Jesus did by dying for us on the cross. So that's the they don't get that. So I would bet like at the gymnasium in Einsiedeln, even the ones that joined the community, so the monks that studied theology, they don't get that on their own. So that's just like yeah. So and without those doesn't make sense. But so I discussed this. I can share it again. So you find that easily through my homepage as well. So this was the core question. So is the so that just happened. So the 22, so the biggest number in like the previous screenshot was the same number as here. So kind of the predicted number was hit in this. So it's just if I would not have been like familiar with combinatoric statistics and like poker probabilities, like, I would have never noticed that. And so I looked into what is actually the likelihood, how does this roulette work? And then I had a next like quest. And yes, I ended up betting my life on this roulette, and that was too much for the also for Simon Fasnacht, but I guess it was not just that. But there I really like predicted that, and I was this done with like the situation, and the only thing that changed is that I found more examples. So there is one on my YouTube channel that is live recorded where I predict with this cadence, and there is so much behind that. So like the train of thought attached to it. So with the squirrel, so the Ecuroi, Eichhörnchen, there it's similar. So that's what you have to learn to get out from properly get away from depression. You need to find those chains of like memories attached to something meaningful, and that is not free skiing or those examples. It needs to be like your own project as well. But unlike with like so I don't so the what was the name of this I never remember so I never remember the name Wiles, Andrew Wiles. So I don't remember. So like he solved the most well that's definitely in mathematics the most well where the most energy was invested over the centuries puzzle, and it's a simple like you should understand it if you went to school. What the question is, what the puzzle is, right? And like he is kind of, well, he's not depressed, but he knows he invested decades in this problem, and when it is solved, it's kind of, well, that is over, and you know you will never achieve something this like meaningful again, right? And that's different with my project, because the real challenge is to teach that. So I'm over when it comes to my research like career. That is too late. That is over. I do not fear to, like, because I have it properly organized. I do not fear to lose. Like, why should I? Like, I count with at least another 25 years where I have a hard time to forget. So that's every year my like New Year's resolution, to learn to forget things, and just never works so far. It's actually so that was such an example. Now I never expected that, but like tonight it happened again. So the time was somehow aligned exactly with the transcript of this of my correction for like the summary. So why am I awake at 4:30? Well, that's because of my issues with and it's much better now than before the surgery. But like, this is not by it's not so yes, and like, to explain or to again double down on how important this that's actually the real like, well, what we managed with physics, how accurate we are in measuring time. So when it comes to weights, there actually my group, Andreas Kühni contributed the most. It's just not like, it's just not common knowledge yet with this spatial light interference microscopy. But like, spatial light interference microscopy is just possible because we understood, also we learned to understand those. So like, now the like most accurate clocks are based on light impulses. So until a couple, so like a decade ago, it was like this cesium atom that has like constant period. Also, like it's based on how that so that frequency of like this crystal, which, if you have like 2 billion years, is actually not that accurate. So like, but I mean, it's like, it's still like something like 10 to the power of 1920 per second, right? So and now it's even better. And like, how slow, like turtle slow, snail slow, compared to that light actually is. So like uh, so those orders of magnitude. So like in the time frame we actually can measure, it's still far away from the Planck'sche Wirkungszeit, but it's compared to like light does not like what is that? Not even so a nanometer is like 10 to the power of 9 plus 9, I guess, because the velocity of light is like 9, so it's like well, now we are above, also above 20, so like 21 or 22, the power of not God, but our means to measure time, right? And so there were at least, so it's less, so it's like a 10,000th of a nanometer now, and like if you know roughly the sizes of like those compartments in, or the wavelength of visible light is like, well, around 200 nanometer, right? So this is really small, that scale, right? It's still but that's like those are the so this kind of scientific thinking, those like role models, those Nobel Prizes, like that's something that helped me going when it was the deepest, and together with Bach, that you see from that low point, he managed to like somehow, yeah, and that's a part I on my own did not have access. So because like of my jealousy of Jesus and so on, so like it's actually the same, like it is much easier to go to the front lines or like as a Hamas fighter, where you don't think it through. To properly think it through, that's what is so that's where they lack the courage. It's much easier to, like Gandhi as well, that you just stop eating if you have like if you have the connections that this actually changes something. Well, it's already easy. Already, but like if you are in a waiting for a surgery and no one except the almighty no one is there, then that doesn't help either. So if I would have done that, they would not even have noticed before, like and it takes a while before you see, so after 40 days you don't really see that on first glance. So it's like yeah. So that's because they are disused to always like so suppress those emotions. Like they are full of that. Those biographies is just basically like, yeah. So that they don't see that. They don't see that. They think they do, but it's just an illusion. So like they don't know how, and that's gotten worse as well, because you have always those like actors that kind of so they no longer have the, yeah, they yeah, also they actually don't, we don't learn how to, like empathy